Hey guys, it's Kesara, and today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag. So I know I said that I wouldn't be doing the typical booktube style content anymore, but I also said that I would do content that I like doing. I really like the mid-year book freakout tag. So while I won't be doing many tags, I might still do a couple, and this is one of the few that I really love. So you know what? I'm making an exception, and we are going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag today. For question number 1, we have the best book that I've read so far for the year, and that has to go to Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I picked up this book on a complete whim. Mind you, there are plenty of books that I was looking forward to reading and I loved this year, and yet somehow this one still managed to be number 1 on my list of books this year. And I don't even know how he did it. I don't even want to give spoilers for this book because I think it's the type of book you have to go into blind. I honestly don't know how it surprised me because The Martian did the exact same thing for me, where I started reading The Martian and I was just like, this doesn't sound that interesting. But as I was reading it, I was just like, this is so much fun. I love this book so much. And that's how I felt about Project Hail Mary also. I love the world building in Project Hail Mary. Again, don't want to say too much about it, but it was fantastic. And I want to read more by this author. I might pick up Artemis, but I haven't heard as good things about Artemis, and I'm not as into sci-fi currently as I have been in the past. I'm definitely thinking about it because Andy Weir just can seem to do no wrong by me. So the next question on this list is the best sequel that you read this year. Almost had a tie, but I decided to break the tie and choose one, and I decided to go with Jade Legacy by Fonda Lee. I absolutely loved it so much. It's the 3rd book in the Greenbone saga, and I just absolutely loved it. There were some things about it that I didn't love as much as I wanted to, but I love this series so much. It's a new favorite series of all time for me, and I feel like Jade Legacy just clinched that for me. It has such great characters. Absolutely love just the morally ambiguous characters, and the more complex familial relationships were done so well. I love all the political situations, and I just love the world. So I just love everything about this book and just everything about the series in general. So yeah, it has to be Jade Legacy. So question number 3 is a new release that I haven't read yet but want to, and I honestly don't have that many. I have 2 in my head that I'm thinking of, but I decided to go with Lachlan's by Robert Jackson Bennett. So this is the 3rd book in the Foundrayside series. I really love the 1st book, Foundrayside. I absolutely love this world. The world building is fantastic. I love the way the magic system is done in this world because it kind of is technology, but it's magical technology, which is just great, and I love everything about it. So yeah, that's why I'm going with Foundrayside. I'm a little hesitant on that one just because I didn't love the 2nd book as much as the 1st book, but I am still really excited for this series, and I just love this world. So I'm really excited to pick up this book. I have had the ebook e-arc of it for a while, and I just haven't been feeling to read it all. So I don't know when I'll be picking it up, but I'll definitely be picking it up before the end of the year, and hopefully I'll end up loving it. So question number 4 is the most anticipated release for the 2nd half of the year, and for that I have to go with The Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson. I just love Mistborn so much, and while I don't like the 2nd era Mistborn books as much as the 1st era, I just love the world building so much. I just love this world, and I just want to be back into it. I was so anticipating this release that I actually, for the first time in a decade, picked up the 2nd era books because I started reading them back when they first came out and just DNF'd them really quickly. But I'm just so happy that I did get through them, and I did enjoy them a lot more than I was expecting to. So I'm really excited for the next book in this series as well. So next is the biggest disappointment of the year, and I honestly don't have that many books that I was anticipating very much, but out of the books that I was anticipating a lot that I didn't end up loving, I'll probably go with Court by Tracy Wolff. This is one that I feel started to put me into a reading slump, or maybe I was starting to go into a reading slump when I was reading this book. I don't know if it can go either way there, but honestly, I just felt nothing happened in this book. A lot of things happened, but it felt completely meaningless while I was reading this book, which I didn't like because the previous books didn't feel that way. I feel this series, because this is part of the Crush series, I feel it peaked at book 2 and it just keeps going. And my issue with it is that each book kind of ends on a cliffhanger, so it makes me want to read the next book, but then that cliffhanger is actually not that important and is resolved pretty quickly into the book, and then the content of the book keeps going. So this book also ends on a cliffhanger, and it's one that just makes me want to read the next book, which just makes me sad, but I didn't enjoy like 90% of the content in this book to begin with. I was just kind of bored by it. So question number 6 is the biggest surprise of the year, and I've already talked about this one, but I'll mention it again, and that's Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I was not expecting anything from this book, and I just loved it so much. So yeah, really, really love this book. Question number 8 is newest fictional crush, which I don't really have one. Like, I didn't read that many books this year. If I had to pick one, it would be Hudson from Crush by Tracy Wolf, which is the second book in the Crave series. It is also the book that I think is the best out of all the Crave series, but it's probably because of Hudson, so I'm just gonna go with that one. But I don't feel that strongly about it. Question number 9 is newest favorite character. For this, I'm gonna go with Nico from Jade Legacy. So there are a lot of really great characters in Jade Legacy, but a lot of them, like, we got to know them more in previous novels, but Nico is one of the sons of one of our main characters, and I just absolutely love his character arc in this book in particular. So I absolutely love him as a character, and it's like not what you would expect, like his character arc, and it just works really well for me. Question number 10 is books that made you cry, which normally I don't have an answer for this question. Like, this is normally the mid-year book freakout tag question that I'm just like, I have no answer for this, but I actually do have an answer for it this year, and that's Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. Oh my gosh, this book had me bawling my eyes out the entire time. I did do a review on this one, so I'll link it down below. I think what like really clinched it for me is because it's about a mother who's trying to get custody of her daughter, and she's put in this situation where basically it's impossible, and it's just it's devastating the entire time, and I loved every second of it. Next, we have books that made you happy, and for that I have to go with Saga by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. They've been coming out with like several different issues of the series, and I'm just so happy that it's back because they went on hiatus for a really long time and they left it on a huge cliffhanger, and I'm just so happy to be back in this world. This is a graphic novel series that is like half fantasy, half sci-fi, and just like the best of both worlds, and I love every second of this series. So question number 12 is the most beautiful book that you've bought this year, which I honestly haven't bought that many books, so this was really difficult for me, but I decided to go with Siren Queen by Neve Vo. I just love the cover of this. I like that like it's one color, but yet somehow it manages to be very beautiful. Like the close-up of the face just really works, even though I don't generally like people on covers that much, but for this one it just really works and I really like it. Also, I feel like the smoke adds an edge to the cover that it wouldn't have had otherwise, and it really sets the tone for the book because it gives you like a time period that this book is kind of set in. And question number 13 is what book do you need to read by the end of the year? And I'm gonna be honest, when I stopped posting TBRs, I kind of stopped doing TBRs like completely, so I don't have really any books on my TBR for this year. Might be the reason why I'm not reading as much, but I really do think that I kind of wanted like some time where I'm just not pushing myself to read. So the only thing that is on my TBR for the year that I absolutely do want to get to finally for this year is Malazan Book of the Fallen by Steven Erikson. So this is the second book in the series. I've actually already read this book, but I'm going to be rereading the first and the second book. I'm currently on the first book. Just couldn't find it on my shelf for some reason. It's probably in my bedroom. This is the series that I just absolutely finally have to get to. It's really the only series that I'm planning on reading this year. Anything else is really a bonus, but this is like my main focus for the rest of the year, and I'm really excited about it. It is one of the most epic fantasy series of all time, and I'm just really excited to get back to it because I read the first 2.5 books, I want to say early last year or late 2020. I don't remember which, but one of those two, and I absolutely loved every second that I read of it. But they're just so hard to read that is really hard to get to, especially the last couple of years have been difficult years, I feel like, for everyone, especially for me. But I feel like I'm finally like back in like a more relaxed state where I can read these, and without the pressure of reading anything else, I do think that I can finally get to these, and I'm really excited about it. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm currently only posting one video per week, usually on Sundays, so consider subscribing. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up to support my channel. All social media links are in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!